hurricane that swept our electoral fortunes, natural electoral fortunes in Lagos 2 weeks ago. We recognize the factors that accounted for that slight low performance.
Can you share some of the factors with us?
Yes, basically, first of all, our children are still smarting from the events of NSAS. The Muslim ticket thing got Peter Obi to, actually rode on the, religious factor to power. I mean, he wanted to ride on it to power. So he was hopping from church to tell them, take your country back, as if though the country really belongs to the Christians and somebody took it from them. Wrong politicking, if I must say, but those were. So the Christians started to feel as if, okay, we must vote out a Muslim, and we must not allow a Muslim ticket to hold. That worked against us, particularly some churches actually, came very hard on their members, actually, telling them do not vote for X or Y. So that, worked against us. The tribal, factor. Obi played a tribal politics, and that again worked against us. The Igbo community came together, in one block and gave their vote to Obi. Those three factors worked against us considerably.
So how do you think you would fare this Saturday? Oh
yeah, this Saturday is a different kettle of fish because we were caught unawares to a large extent. It was an insurgence upon our political stability and fortress. They actually came without us actually expecting. Now that they have done it, we are now very much awake, and we now know where and what to do to ensure that a repeat of such calamity does not happen. Why do I call it a calamity? People do not even understand. People do not understand the enormity of what it will be for Labour Party to win Lagos State, and I want to use this opportunity to explain, a lot of things. Now, there's a secessionist group called IPOD, prohibited, which the federal government of Nigeria had prohibited. They have but they are still operating very, very, actively in the East, to the extent that a certain day of the week is a no-go, no outing. The whole place is a holiday, and everybody has, and lot of killings, burnings, everything happening in the East. There was never a time that Peter Obi spoke against IPOD. And the kind of political fortunes, electoral fortunes, Peter Obi recorded in the East is an indication that IPOD worked for him.
Well, let me interrupt you there, sir, because we are definitely not one to try and fan any type of tribal flames or try and stir up any unsubstantiated claims. But since we were talking about this tribalistic situation, we do know that Lagos State has been the center of some disturbing rhetoric back and forth. Before we went on air, you already explained what your own views were, but basically it is unsafe and it's not very smart to play the tribal card.
I'm against playing tribal cards. It will destroy the stability and unity of Nigeria.
But it has been used as the
But the truth of the matter is that we need to there are times you avoid speaking about situations. And there are times you speak frontally to situations with a view to attempting to solve problems. See, my point is very simple. I am not against any Igbo man trying to be governor in Lagos. I am not. Igbos are our brothers.
But let me give you let me
before this time, Igbo men have been commissioners in Lagos.
Right.
There's no problem about it.
Okay, speaking of this Igbo man, which Igbo man are you discussing, and why is that the topic of discussion when it comes to governance of a city that is cosmopolitan? It has Igbos, Yorubas, Hausas. They've been living here for decades. Why is that the thing that is being focused on when we have a cash situation? We have bad roads, just like you said, NSARS is a huge, we have so many issues to discuss. We only have a couple more days, but this rhetoric keeps getting pushed down our throat. And it seems that those who are educated do not want to entertain such. So is there anything other than the tribalistic sentiment that the parties have against the opposition? What else does APC bring to the table in order to help the lives of Lagosians, whether or not they are Yoruba or if their mothers are Igbo or not?
Awa?
Yeah, yes.
That's your name, I guess. Yes, I know, that's your name. Do you think there's any state in this country that is more developed than Lagos?
I would.
Obviously, I know there's none. If you don't know, I know. There is no state in this country. Lagos is the 5th largest economy in Africa. There are too many things in Lagos that are not anywhere else in West Africa.
So why aren't we discussing the economy?
Lagos is a smart city.
Why aren't we discussing the economy?
Exactly. Development of Lagos is not in question. Lagos has been developing at a high rate since 1999.
A lot of people would actually disagree with you.
There's no need. Anybody can disagree. The statistics are clear. Well, people can disagree. Tell me which state in Nigeria generates 51 billion a month as internally generated revenue. Tell me one. None. There's no need to tell me. There's none.
How has it affected the residents?
How has it not? Tell me one state. Is it road network you want to talk?
Traffic we are talking about.
Do you know
the issue of the gangs?
Traffic. Why do we want to use traffic? Why do we want to use traffic?
Sir, I think it would be easier for the viewers if we would talk one at a time.
Oh,
if you would allow,
we're debating. We have turned it into a debate. So let's debate. No problem. I'm a debater.
No, but it's.
But what I'm saying to you is that people look at issues from different angles.
Right.
People who are in opposition, they will see development as a retardation. Because I can't see why anybody would feel that Lagos is not developing just because he's in opposition and he needs to whittle down the ruling party. How can anyone say that? Okay. Lagos is not developing. In what way will anybody say Lagos is not developing? In every way possible, Lagos is the most developed state in Nigeria. Okay. But that's not even contentious. I don't think we should.
For the sake of time, I apologize for interrupting you, but for the sake of time, we know that we went to the presidential polls a couple weeks back. There were multiple instances of violence, pockets of individuals not being able to vote. We know that there are touts, so to speak, criminal gangs, issues of criminality, things that make ordinary Lagosians upset and terrified. Is this something that the APC is working on to quell actively, seeing as they have been in government for a while and this situation has gotten out of hand?
I'm sorry, I really didn't get exactly what the question you asked me. But I sense you're talking about insecurity, is that?
Yes.
Insecurity in Nigeria?
No, Lagos,
in Lagos
particularly
State?
With the touts, dismantling the electoral,
popularly called Agberos.
Dismantling the electoral process. We know that
you mean,
voting is supposed to be on Saturday.
Yes.
We've had issues with ballot box snatching, etc. People.
Is it only in Lagos or generally in Nigeria?
Well, we're just dealing with Lagos. Sir.
Okay,
just
so
for
fine.
Today.
There is no.
Just
You see, just like the governor said a couple of days ago, there are issues about security that are within the purview of the governor. There are some that are not within his purview. For instance, when there are security challenges, what the governor requires to do is to alert the authority, to call out, to find means and ways of quelling, all of that. But of course, we all wish for a smooth electoral process, smooth elections. And whatever it is, if you allege here that the Agberos are the ones causing confusion, electoral confusion in Lagos, I am convinced that the government of Lagos will work on that and ensure that the Agberos do not disrupt the elections.
Okay,
the disruption of the election does not work well in anybody's favor.
That's good to know.
It doesn't work well in anybody's favor. But the fact remains that there's no gainsaying about the fact that we will win Saturday election. APC. It's so clear and very simple.
Well, I'm happy that you're very optimistic, but I guess we have to wait and see. And no matter how much we debate and no matter the statistics you quote, I'm sure Lagosians know the reality of living in Lagos and they would make a sound decision.
I'm a Lagosian
on Saturday.
And the decision they will make is to vote in
one of the privileged Lagosians. Meanwhile, I want to ask you, are you afraid that there will be low voter turnout during the governorship election due to what happened during the presidential election. You know, Hawa talked about violence, ballot snatching, late arrival of INEC officials, INEC's inability to electronically transmit the results of the presidential poll. Are you worried that this might affect your party, or could it benefit your party?
No, look, there will not be low turnout on Saturday. There will be high turnout. And the turnout will be different from what we experienced during the presidential elections. That I can guarantee, I can tell you for free. Because the governor of Lagos has done so well that the cracks in the wall of our electoral interest, we have mended a lot of fences. So we knew where the problem was from, and we had done quite a lot within the short time to ensure that we had made up with those problems. And I can assure you that Saturday will be totally different from what we saw 2 weeks ago.
That's good to know. Let's talk about the INEC and the electoral process as a whole. We know it's come under quite scrutiny due to the presidential elections and the fallout thereof that we're seeing in the courts. We know that the tribunals will be taking it up. We know that we were given promises of electronic transmission, transfer, of technology being the major driver for this elections. But INEC has now said it needed some time to reconfigure the BVAS. I think it's going to conclude it by tomorrow in order for the elections to take place. Do you have as much confidence in INEC as the rest of the people in your party do in their ability to carry out free and fair and credible, transparent elections? Or do you have some worries? Honestly? We
have sufficient confidence in INEC.
All right.
Those who now say they don't have confidence in INEC are just bad losers. Because they have lost election, they want the election cancelled. I don't know where that happens in the world. You know? And I can't even understand exactly what the hula baloo is all about. What exactly is the issue here? We did an election. You are saying because INEC promised they will transmit XYZ format, and they did not transmit the XYZ format, so the election is not credible.
But isn't that the definition of credibility?
No, it's not.
Sticking
it's not.
to what it is
it's
that
not.
you say
Which,
that you're
what
going
does
to do?
the law say? That's what we should bother yourself about. There is no law that compels INEC to transmit in a particular way. Manual transmission is allowed, is legal, is permissible, and is commonsensically okay for INEC. Those who are arguing, let them go and argue it in court.
Well, definitely they've gone to
court. So let's see now. Let's see. You see, they are alarmed, they are worried, they are intimidated. They put every roadblock before Ashwaju, thinking we will not make it. As God will have it, we made it fair and square. They are smarting. They are smarting from the laws. If not, look, this is the time to know who patriotically loves Nigeria. Why do you, because you lost an election, you are calling for cancellation? You are protesting. You are protesting at that level of our democratic experience. A group of old men will put themselves in front of INEC to be protesting an election that is so credible, so peaceful, so transparent, so lovable, so fantastic.
No, but that's according to you. Because
my people, now the video now on a new watch finish, so on a see wetin happen for inside the video. All right, my people, I would like to end the video for you. Make una let me know wetin on a thing for the comment section. And if una never subscribe, make una subscribe so that una no go miss any latest gist way I dey upload. Now bye bye till I come on our next time. Bye guys, catch you in the next video. Bye guys.